Hi everyone, I'm Barry Meadow. On behalf of myself and FacePaintingTips.com, I'm here today to do a technical tutorial to teach you a little bit about different ways to make lines when you're face painting. Let's get started. I'll be using a piece of paper today. Nice, neat lines. A round brush is just a brush that looks like this. This is a number 5 round. Now you can make lines a couple different ways. You can make really thin lines by just using only the tip of your brush, being very light-handed, and making a nice straight line, like so. I'll make a few more, a little darker. You're just using the very tip of that brush, just the edge, and you're being really light-handed, like that. You're applying the same amount of pressure from the beginning to the end to make nice straight lines, and these are relatively thin. There you go. You can also make thick lines by applying pressure equally from the beginning of the stroke to the end of the stroke, like so. Just push down a little more. It's quite a bit easier to make thicker straight lines than it is thinner because your hand will be steadier as you apply more pressure to the surface that you're painting. Like that. Just push down, continue pushing the same way, and then lift away before you reduce the pressure. So there's some examples of thin and thick straight lines. Now we'll be doing some lines that go from thick to thin. And in order to do that, you're going to apply the same amount of pressure that you applied to make the thick line in the beginning, but before you lift away, you'll change the amount of pressure to the thin line. We'll push thickly at the beginning, and then lift away slowly. Thick at the beginning, and then lift away slowly. Can you see that? Thick at the beginning and lift away slowly. So that's your thick to thin line. That's another way to make teardrops. Those are very long teardrops, which are something I'm very fond of using when I'm painting faces. Apply pressure and lift away. Apply pressure and lift away. Thick to thin lines. They make nice teardrops. Now you can also do thick to thin lines in the reverse by going thin to thick. This I find is a little more difficult because it is easier for me to steady my hand by applying a lot of pressure in the beginning and then lifting away. But everybody has a different way of doing things, so let me give you an example of this. I'll be applying very little pressure in the beginning, and then I'll apply more pressure as I lift away. Just like so, thin to thick. You begin with the pressure you would use on this line, and you finish by applying more pressure at the end. Thin to thick. Thin to thick. There you go. Alright, now I'd like to show you one other brush that you can use to do really nice straight lines. This is a 3/4 inch square brush. Now the reason this is nice to make lines with, and it makes very straight lines, is because of this edge right here. It's completely straight already. It's totally flat, so it's great for making lines, especially really straight lines. Now go ahead and load it up. And if you want, I can show you an example. It's already 3/4 inch long, so you can already make a 3/4 inch line just by touching your brush to a surface. Boop, like so. Really easy. And you can just simply take your brush and run it down a few inches of space. And because that edge is already perfectly straight, you're going to get really straight lines. There you go, some really straight lines right there. Okay, well, we've got some examples of different lines here. Alright, thank you so much for watching the line tutorial. On behalf of myself, Barry Meadow, and FacePaintingTips.com, have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.